I'm listening to Rush Limbaugh, as I always do. I'm a huge fan of Rush Limbaugh, man, because Rush Limbaugh's on point every day. Always says things, man, that are truthful and absolutely accurate. So, one of the things that he just said, by the way, I'm One Sir Growth. This is C4CW, casting 495 celebrities worldwide. If you're a true fan of this show and not a fake fan, then we 495, we most certainly appreciate you. One of the things that Rush Limbaugh just said is not just true, but it's resoundingly true. And I'd like to let you know that I actually practice exactly what it is that he just referred to. He just spoke about. So as One Sir Grove, conservative Republican, that's right, I am, and yes, I support and have supported Donald Trump. I know some of you are like, dude, how could you and can you? Like, he's racist and misogynist and misogynistic, and he's, I don't know, whatever other, he's a colluder, and all these other stories that the left made up. He's none of those things. And I like Donald Trump, man. I like his personality because I do. I think he's a fun guy. I think that he's not afraid. He is unafraid to actually express himself and speak his mind about how he feels about corruption in government and national defense. And he's also an innovator too. Donald Trump isn't dumb, and he never was. People who tried to frame him as being someone who's, I don't know, for whatever reason in their minds, whatever stupid reason in their stupid minds, they think that he's like, that he's dull, and that he's slow, and that he's like unaware of what's going on in the world. He's none of that. He's a multi-billionaire. He's a businessman. He's very smart, and he's actually sharp. He's actually on point, and that is a pun intended. Pun intended. Let's get those tenses and those vowels correct. Because I taught English, math, and science for 10 years. Have you noticed how this episode is devoid of profanity? I just don't feel like the profanity today, man. Nah, that's just a bunch of, those are just antics that I employ when I'm just playing up the antics. But today, TGIF, thank God it's Friday. Have I had an epiphany? Have I had a paradigm shift? No, man, I haven't. I just am being me, dude. That's right. One Sir Grove doesn't have to use profanity. It's not like someone challenged me to do a show without profanity. If you've actually followed this show, or if you haven't very much, and you just started to tune in recently, I've actually done shows before where I haven't used profanity. Just depends on what type of mood I'm in. Yeah, man. Weather's good. There's no humidity today. It is definitely the fall. We have had cold fronts roll in out here in New York on the East Coast, Eastern Seaboard, Atlantic Coast. And I welcome them because, hey, man, I'm from a place where it's cool a lot of times throughout the year. Most of the time is what I meant throughout the year. And, man, I've lived in the mountains, like literally the mountains. And grew up in the Pacific Northwest, where we used to rock North Face gear. And, well, I never rocked North Face, but a lot of people do. I'm not against it. I just don't think I ever owned North Face. I've had Nautica. I like Nautica. Nautica's dope. I've rocked Gore-Tex. I like Gore-Tex. Sir Mix-a-Lot has a song, a rap called Gore-Tex. It's like, Gore-Tex. Gore-Tex. It's all teched out. It's dope. Because, man, dude, you gotta have, like, windbreakers. Growing up, dude, I was a track star, so I used to rock tracksuits, windbreakers, G-Nikes. For y'all who don't know what G-Nikes are are the old school Nike Cortez. They have the rubber toe, and they're the shoes that are like form fitting, I guess. They kind of conform to to your feet. You know, like how these clowns nowadays, these kids that act clownish, they are clownerish, however you want to rock that with the semantics. But these kids that act clownish nowadays, man, when I go to look for shoes, I don't look for logos, man. I don't do logos. I just wear like solid colors, man. I'm an adult. Man, I'm almost a senior citizen. That's funny. Yeah, man, so like sometimes, man, I can wear the same outfit like 2 days in a row as long as it's a different outfit or it's been washed and clean, you know what I mean? Like, I don't wear flashy clothes, dude. I'm not into like hyper colors or anything like that. And when I go to these when I go to these like shoe stores on occasion, you know, to buy like men's shoes, sometimes, man, I'll look for a pair of like tennis shoes. Where I come from, we don't say sneakers, we say tennis shoes. Just to give y'all a heads up. And I can't remember the dude's name, man, but he's great. He wrote a book, and he can tell you where you're from based on 3 pieces of information that he asks you. He'll be like, do you say sneakers or tennis shoes? Do you say, what was some of the other ones? Do you say ramen or do you say oodles of noodles? Because in Chicago they say oodles and noodles. Where I'm from, we say ramen. Do you say soda fountain or soda? Or I'm sorry, what? Not soda. Yeah, that's one of them too. Do you say soda or do you say pop? Where I come from, we say pop. But as an adult, even though everyone where I come from says pop, hey, you want a pop? It sounds stupid to me now as an adult because it just does. I'm like, soda, man. Like, get you a soda. You know what I'm saying? But when we were kids, man, we called it pop. I'm just saying, like, regionally, it's pop. So what I was alluding to in the preceding, before the pop was, or soda, was water fountain, or what is it, water, no, because the faucet is in the sink in the home, obviously, commode, toilet, maybe that's what it is, commode or toilet. But when I was a kid, man, I'm going to have to look it up. When I was a kid, we were told that folks out here in New York, man, said bubbly. They don't say, like, water fountain. Because a fountain is in the geometry of it all. Like, when there are people who are outdoors at, like, a promenade or, like, a pavilion, and there's the fountain, right? And people are, there's water, and it fountains, right? In that kind of Blumentain, or whatever, right? I don't know what the French is. I got to get back up on my French, man, from like 25 years ago. But yeah, man. So when you go to drink from a water fountain, that's a smaller version of the larger version, right? Yeah. So, but some people don't call it a water fountain that you drink from. If you say water fountain in your region, they call it a bubbly. At least, just saying, man, on another timeline, back in the 1980s, that's what our school teachers told us. Did you children know that in New York, folks there, children and adults, families, people, they use the expression bubbly. And we're like, that's weird. And they were like, it may seem weird to you and us, but to them, it is quite normal. That is their regional dialect. And we're like, wow, that's fascinating. Tell us more, teacher. Now you got the internet, dude. You just wiki it, just bring it up. Oh, man, we haven't done this on the show for a long time. Let me bring it up, dude. Let's just bring it up. Let's just bring it up. You think that I'm, like, going off on a tangent. You're like, dude, you started talking about Rush Limbaugh, but now you're, like, talking about, like, other stuff. Yeah, because that's what the show is, dude. I go out on the different pathways, and then I tie it all together. All right, hold on. Let's see what Google's going to do. Bubbly or water fountain? Let's go, computer. See bubbly or water fountain. Wow. Home decor, 48-inch tall times 40-inch wide. Damn, is that a plasma screen, dude? $1,299.99 at Amazon.com. Come on, man. Why does it got to be 99 cents? What's that about? I mean, you're already paying $1,300 freaking dollars. So why do you... see, I was careful not to use profanity. You guys are like, did someone put you up to this, dude? Did someone bet? No, they didn't, okay? I'm just doing it without profanity today. Because, dude, it's just me, dude, okay? It's just me. I'm just chilling, and I'm just being normal. I mean, I'm normal when I'm Sir Grove, the rap artist. It's like, you know, with profanity-laden, profanity-laced podcasts. But I'm not in that mode today, dude. I'm just chill. Let me see. All right, so... Oh, see, right here. This is the first time I've sourced this information in. Let me see. So I was 9... Okay, wait, hold on. Yep, so 30 years, man. 30? No, dude. 34 and a half, almost 35 years ago, man. 3.5 decades was the last time I ever... And there was no internet, so it was a grade school instructor explaining this. So sure enough, it says right here, quote, and this is from Wiki, that is wikipedia.org, drinking fountain. Okay, that's what it is, drinking fountain. What am I saying? Water fountain? Drinking fountain. Okay, that's what I meant. In your region, do you say drinking fountain or bubbler? What did I say at first? Bubbly? Bubbler. Okay. So it's bubbler. So it says, quote, a survey of U.S. dialects undertaken between 2002 and 2004 found the word bubbler is commonly used in southern and eastern Wisconsin, and in Massachusetts and Rhode Island. See, boom, out here on the East Coast. Told ya. Grover said so. The phrase drinking fountain was common in the rest of the inland north and in the west, while water fountain dominated. Yeah, see? It's not just drinking fountain, water fountain, drinking fountain. Because where I come from, man, we say water fountain. We don't say drinking fountain. Hey, go and get you a little sip of some water from the drinking fountain. Drinking fountain sounds weird. So that's why I was confused, because I was like, water fountain, outdoor fountain, right? Okay. While water fountain dominated other parts of the country. Boom. There it is. Bubbler. Might you partake of some H2O from the bubbler? That's just weird to me, man. Calling a drinking fountain, water fountain. Dude, it's water fountain, drinking fountain, man. Now, hold on, man. I'm confused. Drinking fountain? Hey, man, is it a drinking fountain? Now, drinking fountain does sound weird, man. I don't think we ever rocked that, man. I don't think that's not in common use where I'm from. Drinking fountain? Is there a drinking fountain around here? Nah, because that sounds like alcohol, man. When you talk about drinking, like, yeah, where's the alcohol fountain located here? Sir, ma'am, if you might. If you will. Let's see here. Drinking fountain. That's funny. All right, let me see. Bloomington potatoes. Hold on. Let me see if I'm saying this correctly. Come on. Bloomington fountain potatoes. I guess it'd be onions. What am I saying here, dude? All right. No, I didn't say Bloomington, dude. See, this is why Google needs to get on the ball, dude. I've noticed at Google, man, their lexical semantics, search, syntax, algorithm is not kosher. It's just not up to par with 21C in my purview. Let's see. Bloomington. Keep saying Bloomington, dude. Let's get faster, Google. Bloomington. Finally, it spells it correctly. And then it wants to say Blue Mountain. I didn't say Blue Mountain, you dumb piece of crap. Search algorithm. Okay, so, alright, so why? Okay, maintain. What are we looking at here? What are we looking at here? Bloomington. Why is this word? No, I didn't say Blue Mountain. No, I didn't say Blue Maintain. And no, I didn't say Bloomintarn. I mean, come on, dude. What, Bloomintarn, really? Okay, Bloomintarn. It says on eBay, you rare NVA East German Army Bloomintarn. First pattern rucksack. No, I'm not looking up Bloomintarn, okay, dude? No, dude, I'm not. No, I'm not. Negative on that. All right, Bloomington, Bloomington. All right, so let me see. Hold on. All right, so this looks like Floralia, Bloomington, tween. All right, so we have the. Okay, so you have to say BLOE, so blue, blah, blah. I said blah, Bloomington. Okay, all right, BLOMT, yes, okay. So, and then let's go meaning, MEA, okay. So it comes up, word hippo. What does Bloomington mean in Dutch? It says, meaning of Bloomington in Dutch English. It's in examples. Wiktionary. Monochromatic English style garden. Antwerp, twin, in home. Man, this is crazy. What is this? This is on Pinterest. It says, ontdek over Bloomington, succulent dish got in. I don't even know, dude. What is that, Dutch? That's wild. All right, images. Okay, so definitely flora. News. All right, so let's go pronunciation. Let's rock it. Rock it. Those of you out there who like know how to pronounce this, you're already like, dude, that's so easy, Grove. Like I use that word every day. Pronounced. All right, so let's. Okay. No videos on Google, dude, how to pronounce this? This is ridiculous. This is a weird one. Man, I should use this as a code word. I'm sure agencies have already used this word as a code word. This is an elusive word, dude. This is weird. This is really bizarre. Defined. Let's go define. DE5. Definition. All. Okay. Blomin. Wiktionary. Blomin. Okay. You'd think this would be like right there in the dictionary. It says in Dutch. It keeps going to Dutch. Bloem. A flower with pink petals and a red bulb in the center. Bloem. Okay. So, bloom. So, meaning of Bloomington. Flower garden. That's what it says. It just says here. It just says translation and meaning of Bloomington in Almany, English, Dutch. It just says flower garden. Okay, so that it just means flower garden. This is weird, dude. This is weird. Antwerp. So, anywho, we'll do some further research at another time. Oh, yeah. So, outdoor water fountain. Google is just acting up, dude. Wow, you can buy a water fountain for $374. What a trip, dude. But I'm sure if a school buys one for like tax and like budgetary reasons, it's probably like $30,000. They just like multiply it times 10. Outdoor water fountain. There we go. Yeah, see? Water fountain. Outdoor fountains. Fountains outdoor decor. And there is a very large fountain. So that is correct. Outdoor fountains. Outdoor fountains. Patios and garden. Indeed. Munster Grove is correct. Let's check this out, man. Let's do this. Architectural terms. Let's get to it, Goog. I'm going to call Google Goog from now on. Okay, so let's get down to some architecture. Let's peep it. Oh, wow. Looking at some ancients. Glossary of architecture from Wiki. Glossary. To all our readers in the U.S., quote, we will get straight to the point this Wednesday. We ask you to defend Wikipedia's independence, to maintain our independence. We will never run ads. We depend on donations averaging about $16.36. Ah, they're doing a money drive, huh? Yeah, I knew as soon as I started to read that they were talking about some hitting folks up for some money. Yeah, hey Wiki, that's your issue, dude. All I want to see is the data. You know what I mean? That's all I want to see, dude. I just want to see the data. So let's see. Let's start at A. Abacus, a flat slab forming the uppermost member or division of the capital or a column. Accolade, a sculptural. Don't think I'm going to do A through Z because you guys are like, come on, dude, we're not interested in the A through Z growth. There are like a zillion terms, and I'm like, yeah, but I'm just looking for a few. So an accolade, a sculptural embellishment of an arch. Aisle, subsidiary space alongside the body of a building separated from it by columns, piers, or posts. Here's the antechoir, the space enclosed in a church between the outer gate or railing of the rood screen and the door of the screen. Rood screen, huh? Let's click on rood screen, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. 15th century rood screen from the chapel of Saint Fiacre at Le. It says Le Fauet Morbehan. La Fouet. I think the T is silent, right, in French. But then again, it's funny because, like, some folks, man, in the ebonics of it all, in the rap industry, they say Moet, but it's really Moet. If y'all didn't know that. They'd be like, yeah, dude, I'm just sipping on some Moet. But it's, like, really Moet, I believe. France, including the two thieves. All right, so that's getting complicated there. All right, let's look for some stuff that's like really esoteric, man. Aerosystyle. What is an architectural term? Aerosystyle. An architectural term applied to a colonnade in which the columniation is alternately wide and narrow. Let's go to colonnade. Boom. Colonnade at the Belvedere of the Finsterberg. Yes, I said Finsterberg. Palace in Germany. In classical architecture, quote, a colonnade is a long sequence of columns joined by their entablature, often freestanding or part of a building. In classical architecture, a colonnade is a long sequence of columns joined by their entablature, often freestanding or part of a building. Rocket! So let me see. Here's architrave. Architrave. Formalized lintel. The lowest member of the classical entablature. Also the molded frame of a door or window, often borrowing the profile of a classical architrave. Interesting. So, yeah. Back to Rush Limbaugh. So check it out, man. My whole point in all of this is in 25 minutes, this is what I do all day, man. I do research analysis and I gather intelligence, man, regarding this timeline and what's in common usage, what words, terms are used, what's going on. I don't mess with mainstream media, dude. That's what Rush Limbaugh was talking about. You're like, Grove, it took you 25 minutes and 33 seconds to impart that information. Affirmative. Because for those of you who actually listen to the show, I mean, people download the show, man, worldwide. Thank you. Thank you, audience. Thank you in all the various countries where you are a fan and you are a listener. Because, man, I really, truly do appreciate you, man. If you are an actual, factual fan in the science of what constitutes actual, factual. And I mean that, man. I see the statistics. Someone's listening in Canada. You know what I'm saying? Shout outs to every country, including Canada. But yeah, man. It's probably Doug Crawford, man. You guys are like, what? Come on, Grove. Why Doug Crawford? Why is that's really that's really specific. That's really specific. Yeah, the specificity of it was indeed such. No, I know other people listen from Canada because I've given shout outs to I believe Rob Scott, if I'm not. Shout outs to Rob Scott if I got your name correct. Because he has commented. And yeah, man, you're right. You're right about the security desk, folks, man. When they take security, when I was going on a tirade and rant the other night about NSA, I had a genuine piece of information that I shared. See, I'd already shared the intel with NSA before, man, and there was never a follow-up. That was the reason I called, man. And it's not secret what I'm talking about, man. I'm a private citizen. I'm a defense contractor. So I share intel whenever I feel the need. And dude was just being rude on the phone, man. And he was like telling me to call the FBI. And I'm like, man, what? Come on, bro. Miss me with all that nonsense. What am I going to call the FBI for? They ain't going to do anything when I provide them information about a highly complex algorithm that is embedded deeply within an application that's being used by U.S. and international folks. Because, man, it's hidden from perception, man. It's hidden by a foreign nation. And yeah, I know the NSA thinks it's on top of everything, man, but it ain't. And you know how I know that? Because of Huawei. Now, y'all might be tripping like, you was saying Huawei. Yeah, because I was drunk and I knew it was Huawei, but I just rocked with it. And if you notice, when I was saying Huawei, I was like, Huawei. Yeah, Huawei. I even said Huawei at some point because I knew the whole time it was Huawei, man. I was just drunk, just clowning. But listen, Huawei in the context of national security, U.S. national security, that was a huge debacle. That's why I brought it up, because our U.S. government deemed Huawei as an encroachment and a threat. And if y'all don't know why, I'm going to explain why. 2 reasons. Number one, it's expansive, massive, globally in scope, and seeks to dominate in the realm of 5G. So the way the U.S. Gov views it, some analysts, is that if Huawei were allowed to dominate in the 5G realm, then China and the Chinese government at those speeds would basically have a back door to U.S. critical data infrastructures. And we, that is America, wouldn't know what China was gathering and doing at those speeds, because those speeds are mind-bending speeds in contrast to the current 4G, which is, 4G is pretty standard at the moment. It's pretty much the norm. So as these 5G networks materialize, if China with Huawei were to be the backbone of 5G delivery in the U.S., the Chinese government, man, would be able to dance circles around America and be like, ha, 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 suckers. So I'm saying that's what some U.S. Cyber analysts believe. So seeing the telegraphed move and assuming it is a setup, America said, nope, pumping the brakes on Huawei, man. We know this is a Trojan horse, i.e. trap, dog. So the Chinese government, man, became enraged and furious and threw a fit, like a conniption fit type fit. And that's real talk, man, because Huawei already dominates, man, internationally, in the market. So when America was like, nah, we're kicking out Huawei, man, get out, get GTFO, get the frick out. China was like, oh, America, you snub your nose at us? You thumb your nose or whatever that idiom is at us? Oh, heck no, man. Heck no. So that's number one. It's number one is that, they just believed, man, the government believed that it is in the minds of these analysts. I'm not taking sides, man, but someone in our government believes that Huawei, in terms of 5G, is a back door for the Chinese government to dip in and just like pilfer U.S. secrets. The other thing is, man, Titan Rain was an operation, man, that was unprecedented. And it ran for more than a year. And it siphoned, Chinese, state-sponsored, it siphoned massive amounts of classified, highly classified information from U.S. government agencies. The U.S. Gov didn't even know that Titan Rain was siphoning data from different agencies. So the Chinese government, the PRC, People's Republic of China, the PRC had connections, like actual data connections to U.S. government agencies' networks, and was reading the information, highly classified information, that is. And that went on for over a year before CIA and NSA and FBI knew about it, man. So I don't trust these people at the FBI. I'm not going to tell them anything, man. Nah, dude, I'm not going to tell the FBI anything. First of all, the FBI isn't a spy agency. It's a domestic law enforcement agency and overseas law enforcement agency. And it's never been a spy agency. Ever been a spy agency. And I know because I'm a practitioner of intel, that is intelligence tradecraft. Yeah, man, I'm not giving the FBI any secrets, man, so they can sit on it. I'm not giving the FBI any intel so they can sit back, man, and sit on my intel and not act on it and not do anything with it. No, man, because the FBI has a history of doing that in America, man. And proactive, proactive U.S. American patriots who have a history of credible, reliable, and actionable intel like I do at other agencies, because I've been at other agencies as a highly paid U.S. intelligence contractor. And the FBI knows that. I'm not telling the FBI anything, man. Nah, they're not going to sit on my intel, man, and do nothing about it. Ever. So I'm just not going to tell them anything, man. Period. So since I've communicated with spy agencies, man, I tried to tell this dude the other night, like, yo, man, you guys need to check out this thing that I know about. And he's like, you really should call the FBI. I'm like, no, I really shouldn't. And you probably shouldn't be at NSA, man, if you're telling people like me to call the FBI, because you obviously don't know what's up. Okay? I'm just keeping it real, dude, in 100. Nah, dude, if you want to do something, man, about a potential threat, I've got the intel, dude. If you don't want it, I'll just go to some other agency and you'll just have another Titan reign on your hands, dude. Yeah, I'm tired. I'm tired of people in the U.S. government, man, that just don't know what's up. I'm tired of their effrontery because it's an affront to America. I'm tired of John Brennan's and Obama's mole operation within the CIA because that's what they did. They burrowed in like moles to CIA, and man, they did so much dirt. Pun intended. Moles, man. Traitors in our government, man. Not telling the FBI anything. Nah, dude. You're not going to sit on my intel, man. And then when something happens, like another Titan reign, right? Yeah, you're not going to do that with my intel, man. Nah. Because, man, when I share my intel with other agencies other than the Bureau, dude, when I share intel, it's going to get into the right hands, man. People that actually make a move on the same day. And when I worked at the Justice Department as a contractor, when I was doing work at DOJ, U.S. Treasury, and other agencies as a contractor, man, the people I work with, man, the folks that I work with, the agents that I work with, the feds that I work with, man, we moved on that stuff immediately. And I got paid. Yeah, for highly sensitive work. Having carried out highly sensitive intelligence operations. And that's on record and that's on file. I don't play around with the U.S. government, man. If the U.S. government wants to drag its feet, man, and it wants to sit on some intel, that ain't me, dude. Miss me with that. Miss me with that, man. Yeah, and the FBI has a history of that, man, playing games with America, man. So anyway, that was my point the other night, you know? That was my point the other night, man. Even the NSA can miss information, man. It can miss. And it does. Sometimes, man. And when it does, man, it's a big, big, big miss. How could you not know that Titan reign was in effect, man? How could you not, like, with the spy capabilities that America has, all the satellites, all the sensors, all the AI, all the sniffers, all the spiders, all the crawlers, all the algorithms that go out onto the web, and listen, okay? They listen for open ports and data being disseminated, transmitted, broadcast, emanation of energy, information, electronic and otherwise, right? Measurement and signals intelligence. Man, the NSA is one of the largest, I believe it is the largest employer of mathematicians like in the world. And then you have GCHQ, man, Government Communications Headquarters in the UK, in England. You have GCHQ, it's British, okay? You have British GCHQ. You have MI5, which is equivalent to FBI in the US. You have MI6, which is external intelligence gathering. Then you have all the other European countries. You have that are allied with us and NATO. You have the Canadian Security Intelligence Service, CSIS. You have the Canadian Security Establishment, CSE. You have the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, MI5 group, which is counterintelligence, which is domestic. MI5 parallel in relation to MI5 in Great Britain. Same thing, because Canada is a British colony originally. Under Queen Elizabeth, what is it, II? And it's what, a constitutional monarchy, at least on some timeline? Something like that. Point is, man, that, is it Queen Elizabeth II? Am I mistaken? One of the queens. So the point is, man, is that having communicated with their intelligence services some time ago, and having worked at various agencies and whatnot, man, and been highly paid by my own government, I know how the chain of command works, man. And when you look at Echelon, you look at New Zealand and Japan and Canada and Great Britain and Australia, they used to have the Australian Defence Security Intelligence Organization. I met someone because when I was at when I was at an agency before I moved the operation out here to New York some decade ago. Plus, I was given basically leverage to just go around town, man, and gather intel when I was in the nation's capital, back in the nation's capital, man. And so I used to go in and out of embassies, man, and I would just like talk to folks, man, and just like, you know what I'm saying, have conversations and just learn whatever I could, man, and drop off business cards and whatnot, man. So at any rate, I met this dude from the Australian government, man, and he was telling me about how their government after 9/11, how it transformed, similar to how the U.S. intelligence community, I'm talking about the Australian Australia's intelligence community. He was saying how their intelligence community had transformed after 9/11 as well, and that agencies that used to be under one designation, the names of those organizations and outfits had changed, and some of them had been downgraded, some of them had been upgraded. And so in that, the history of the FBI is such that you can see on record in textbook, that is in text, where during the Cold War, there was a counterintelligence office, and it was very small. And there was one particular counterintelligence agent, official at FBI at the time. And they used to joke about this guy, man. The FBI did. They used to clown this dude, man. They treated him like he was a Poindexter geek, bespectacled clown is how they treated him, man. And they just thought he was some goofy, wacky, zany guy, and that he was a spook, because he was always talking about the Soviet threat. And they just kind of laughed at the guy like, yeah, the Red Scare, man, Russia, man, hey, you stay on top of that, bro. Let us know, about the scary Russians. They didn't even take dudes seriously. That's right out of the parlance of intelligence tradecraft, okay? CIA doesn't have powers of arrest. They're not a law enforcement agency. FBI has powers of arrest, but they're not a spy agency. FBI can do intelligence gathering, can conduct intelligence gathering globally, but it's not a spy agency. It's a bureau, and it's a law enforcement organization. FBI will never be a spy agency, dude. Ever be a spy agency. So when people are all like, yeah, shadowy FBI, spies and this, and that. Yeah, they can use electronic surveillance, man, and they can, spy all they want electronically, but they're not designated as a U.S. spy agency, and they never will be. They will never be. So I'm not giving them any foreign intel, man, ever. And I'm not going to give them any type of intelligence information that is within the jurisdiction of U.S. spy agencies, because it's above their pay grade. It's outside their purview, and it's not their jurisdiction. Yeah. And, other Americans, man, who seek to provide the FBI information regarding foreign threats and whatnot, hey, dude, that's on you. I can't give you any kind of legal advice, man. And if you want to play that game with them, dude, go ahead, man. It's your legal, God-given right as American citizens to do whatever you're going to do in that regard. That just ain't me, dude. Nah, dude. So at any rate, you have applications, man, that are out on the open market that are available for download, Google, Play Store, Apple Store, and so on and so forth. And as you know, some of you, those seemingly innocuous applications, hey, doesn't matter how many people are using those apps, could be something on the back end, man, that's currently not perceived by U.S. intel, something that's built into those lines of code, those procedures, those lines of data, binary, and they may be siphoning intel, that is your conversations and your keystrokes and your personal information. Yeah. Hey, Titan Rain was an operation that ran for more than a year, and it was able to glean information of a highly classified nature from the U.S. intelligence community. So if you have the largest employer of mathematicians worldwide. Okay? Talking about the NSA, which shares intelligence information with GCHQ, code breakers, code analysts, cryptanalysts, that is crypto analysts, cryptographers, those who make the codes, cryptologists, those who break the codes. You have scientists, mathematicians, and an entire spectrum of scientists, engineers, you name it. We're talking about the National Security Agency. How did they miss Titan Rain, man? How did they miss Titan Rain? Huh? What else have they missed? Well, they missed a lot of stuff. On 9/11, NSA went dark. Sensors went down. That's weird. That's weird, man. Huh. That's really strange, man. Why would sensors go down at NSA on 9/11? Is that just a mathematical, statistical probability? Is it just in the probabilistic world? It's just a statistical, probabilistic anomaly? Huh? I mean, I've studied a few numbers here and there. You know, one degree program that I was in was mathematics. So, you know, I studied mathematics off and on, man. You know, here and there, take a course here and there. Just study, you know, outside the classroom on occasion here and there. A few books, you know, a few online courses. I don't know, man, for the past like 25 years-ish. You know, even leading up to entering formally into a degree program for mathematics. I had a roommate. He's a mathematician. He's a PhD. And we used to talk about math all day, in and out, because we were math nerds and geeks. And we used to play parlor games. We had a little kind of little parlor room going on. And he used to school buddies of mine and I on the subject of math, various topics of mathematics. And hey, listen, I'm just simply saying, man, I know a thing or two. I know one or two things about math. And it's really interesting, man, that on 9/11, those sensors went dark. That's weird. And you would think, man, that the NSA would want to know about a commercial application that can be downloaded that for whatever reason, sensors indicate that commercially available application is somehow transmitting information to China. That's weird. Who in China? Who would it be transmitting information to? Oh, I know. The commercial developer, right? Right. Yeah, I'm sure. it is. And I'm sure it's not the Chinese government. But you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, NSA can be as dismissive as it wants to be because, man, it can. It can do whatever it wants. You know what I mean? And, yeah, hey, Titan Rain, dude. And hey, Huawei. Who would have ever thought, guessed, or known? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All these analysts, man, all these taxpayers' dollars going to a massive and elaborate infrastructure setup of these buildings and facilities and bases, ground-based, that is terrestrially based, and then extraterrestrially based. Come on, dude. We have satellites in space. We have a rover and other rovers on Mars and other planets gathering intelligence information. Okay? That is extraterrestrial. That is outside Earth, exoplanetarily speaking. Okay? We're talking about exoplanetary intelligence gathering. Outside Earth on another planet, exoplanetarily speaking. We're gathering intelligence information. We, that is, humans on Earth, can receive crystal clear, high-resolution data beamed back from a Mars rover to Earth. And it is crystal clear, high-res, high-definition, high-resolution, high-definition quality. We can view that and observe that information. And it works flawlessly. But on 9/11, sensors went dark. That's weird. Oh, and Titan Rain was siphoning highly classified intelligence information from America for over a year. And not one mathematician, not one engineer, not one scientist, not one cybersecurity analyst in America who thinks he or she is super cool. Go online, man, and look at these people that are hackers, and they're super hackers, and they run these campaigns for, like, bounties. Oh, yeah, if you can find a bounty here at DOD or there at DIA or here at this Air Force base or these different facilities, bases, installations, we'll pay you this amount of money. If it's in the private sector, at Yahoo or Google or Facebook or wherever, we'll pay you this amount of money. Not one person in America who touts himself, I said who touts himself, herself, as being a mathematician at the PhD level on down. Not one systems engineer, not one code breaker, not one code maker, not one crypt analyst, not one cryptographer, not one cryptologist, not one FBI agent analyst, not one CIA analyst, not one director of operations, not one commander, not one general. Not one member of NATO, supreme commander in that command structure. Not one person in the hierarchy of echelon, globally, worldwide. Not a single soul knew about Titan Rain. And then they want to be dismissive, man, and hang up the phone on me? You got, man, come on, dude. That should tell you something right there.